The class today is all about how to use Qigong to give your spleen and your stomach chi a bit of a boost. Because in terms of Chinese medicine, the spleen controls holding things up and holding things in their proper place. So what that means is that the spleen chi is responsible for keeping the blood in the blood vessels so it doesn't leak out, for holding all the abdominal organs in place, if you're pregnant, for keeping the baby in place in your uterus. And so if you have any issues with your spleen chi not being perhaps as vital and energetic as it could be, then you could suffer with symptoms such as bruises, very easily bruising, things like hernias, prolapses of the uterus, of the bladder, and also on a more serious note, miscarriage as well. So what we want to do is we want to keep our spleen chi in the best possible shape, and also spleen governs the whole of digestion. So for any of you with any digestive issues at all, the exercises that I'm going to show you today will really help with that. So we can do this exercise from either a sitting or a standing position, and I've chosen to sit today only because of the position of my camera and the fact that you need to see my arms above my head. But if you want to sit, you can, but if you prefer to stand, that's absolutely fine too. So either way, what I'd like you to do first of all is look down at your feet and check that your feet are parallel, or as near as possible, parallel and hip width distance apart. And then the knees are in line with the feet. So knees are parallel as well, not falling into the sides or out to the outside, keeping everything almost like train tracks running from the toes through the knees and up towards the hips. And then just check that you're sitting up straight so you can actually feel your sit bones. So really just maybe have a wiggle around there. And sometimes what can help when you're sitting down is actually to lean forwards and reach behind and pull the flesh of your buttocks back away from the seat. And as you pull the flesh away, the muscle away, when you go to sit back down, you really feel a strong connection and a good contact of your sit bones with the chair or the stool that you're sitting on. And this gives you a nice kind of solid foundation for your practice. Check also that your back is upright, so have a chair if you're sitting that has a nice straight back, or be leaning back against a wall as I am if you need a little bit of support. Then gently relaxing the shoulders, moving them down away from the ears. Tuck the chin back towards the throat and feel a lovely extension up the back of the neck. And maybe just shaking out the arms by your sides, just to check that they're nice and relaxed. And then allowing your hands just to come and rest on your thighs, either palms down or palms up, whichever is comfortable for you. And just maybe having a little bit of a gap underneath the armpits here, almost imagining that you've got an orange under your armpits on each side. So the elbows move out very slightly, and you've got a little bit of space in between the arms and the trunk of the body. Closing the eyes now. Close the mouth and allow the tongue to rest against the roof of the mouth with the tip of the tongue against the back of the upper teeth. Breathing in and out through the nose, and bring a smile to the corners of your mouth, softening the muscles of the face. So beginning your practice with some abdominal breathing in through the nose, all the way down into the lower belly, this area that we call dantian, and feeling that area expand in all directions, forwards, backwards to the spine, and out towards the sides. And then as you breathe out, feeling that lower abdominal area shrinking, getting smaller with the exhalation. Each time you breathe out, just softening a little into any areas of physical tension that you might feel in the body. And also relaxing in the mind. Smiling. And in your mind's eye, seeing the space between your eyebrows becoming wider. Creating space in your mind. now gently opening the eyes so that you can see me. The exercise we're going to do now is one of the 8 pieces of brocade, and I go through this in much more detail in my Space to Relax membership program for those of you who are members. But I'll give you the outline of this because you can still gain some benefit from it just with a very basic version of it. So this one is the one for the spleen and the stomach chi, and it's called raising up a single hand. So what I'm going to do is take you through firstly the movement, then the breath, we'll add into that, and then we'll add in what's happening with your mind, because remember, Qigong is a combination of your breath, your movement, and your mind, all working together to create the conditions for this lovely, open and free-flowing movement of Qi around the whole of the body. So to begin with now, we'll start with the movement. So just allow the hands to come in front of the body, just resting around hip level with palms facing upwards, one hand on top of the other. So with the first hand now, the one that's on the top, I want you just to lift it up through the center line of the body, so it's not touching your abdomen, it's just a couple of inches away from the trunk of the body. So you're lifting it up to heart level. And now, when it reaches heart level, I want you to pretend you've got a plate in your hand and you can't drop the plate. So from here, what I'd like you to do is turn your fingers out and away from you. So the fingers turn out and you keep turning them out all the way towards the outside. You'll feel the elbow moving a little bit, the shoulder moving a little bit as well. Keep it going all the way around. So you're making a circle with your hand, but the palm of the hand is facing up towards the ceiling the whole time because you don't want to drop the pie plate. And just gently lifting up, if your elbows and your shoulders and your neck allow it, so that the palm of the hand is facing up towards the sky. And now if your neck allows it, very gently, just tilt the eyes up to look at the hand. And then from there, turn the hand over so that the palm faces down, look straight ahead, and now drop the shoulder, drop the elbow, and allow the hand to follow down, level with the midline of the body, all the way back down to where you started. And past where you started, down towards hip level. So the palm is still level or parallel to the ground. So that's the arm movement with the first one. Now this hand has just been sitting here all the time, but what we're going to do is we're going to bring the second hand into the movement now. So come back to where you started. So remembering our idea of this pie plate that we're holding, so coming up with the top hand up through the center line. Now at the same time, turn the bottom hand over and push it down towards the hip level, down towards the ground, and keep it there. Now this hand is coming out, circling around all the way and pushing up to the sky and pushing down with the other hand that's down by your hip. With both hands now, I want you to turn them palms to face each other. So the top hand will have the palm facing down towards the floor. The bottom hand has the palm facing up towards the sky. And you're going to bring them together now along the midline of the body as though you're squashing a ball between your hands, dropping the shoulder. The hand that's coming up is on the inside, closest to your body. And then when it reaches heart level, you're going to do the pie plate movement with it again, so turning the fingers out and round, and the bottom hand pressing down. Looking up at the hand, so reaching up with the top hand, reaching down with the bottom hand, feeling that lovely stretch in the side of the body. And then turning the palms to face each other, squashing that imaginary ball along the midline. The ascending hand is on the inside. They pass each other, keeping the shoulders down. And again, turning the fingers out for this pie plate. This is one of those exercises, it's like pat your head and rub your belly at the same time. So it requires a little bit of coordination and practice. It took me ages to learn this, but eventually I got it. So now I can teach it and do it at the same time. So squashing the ball, palms facing, dropping the shoulder. Ascending hand on the inside. And rotating and feeling that lovely extension. So only going as far as you can in terms of your own flexibility and what's available to you in terms of reach. You don't have to go all the way with this, just enough to feel a little stretch down the sides of the body. Squashing the ball. Okay, and now let's do it with the breath. So you're breathing in here. And now, as you extend everything, you're breathing out. Breathing in, hands coming together to squash the ball. And breathing out as you extend. Using your abdominal breath, breathe in. You might need to go a little bit faster than I'm going, depending on the rate at which you're breathing. Breathe out. Breathing in. And breathe out. Breathing in. And now where is your mind going with this? So what you want to be thinking of here as you extend is drawing up in the abdominal organs. Getting taller, feeling that space in the trunk of your body, in the abdominal cavity, creating lots of space for the open and free flow of qi. So you should feel a lovely extension and almost like your body, your trunk of your body is getting taller. Breathing in, and here think of gathering in lovely qi from above and from the ground in towards dantian in the lower abdomen, and then using that to nourish your internal organs. And here, creating lovely space to allow them to lift up. Breathing in. And now just in your own time, a couple more to each side. Thinking of where is your mind and where is your breath as you perform this movement. Aiming for lovely, smooth, effortless motion. One more to each side. Keep smiling. And now to finish this exercise, come back to squash the ball. And when the hands are in front of you, roughly around shoulder level and heart level, imagine that you're holding a basketball or a football. Turn the ball around in your hands. Keep it in between the hands. Close the eyes for a moment. And observe any sensation you feel in the hands or between the hands for a few moments. Breathing in and out through the nose, using your abdominal breath and smiling. And then very gently lowering the hands to place one hand over the lower belly, over dantian, the other hand directly on top of that. And breathing with your mind, gently observing that lower abdomen area. And then gently opening your eyes and allowing your hands to come back to rest on your thighs, either facing down with the palms or up, whichever is the most comfortable for you. So that is the raising up a single hand exercise. which will help to create more energy, more movement, more open chi flow throughout the spleen and the stomach systems of the body, which are involved in digestion and, as I said, holding things up and in their proper place. So if you do have feelings of dragginess, heaviness, like everything is falling down and feeling very kind of sluggish, and not necessarily only on a physical level, but even on a mental and emotional level, like everything is very kind of draggy and heavy in your mind, then this can be a really uplifting exercise for you.